Diverse. Rigel Behrens. All right. Whatever you need in Priceville, whatever you need, basically, it's here in the surrounding neighborhood.
Yeah, basically how I got my business started was through a young guy named Ben Schottenstein. We all know Ben's was downtown on Central. He got me started, and I started working for him when he was in Norwood. Because he used to open up on Sundays, and Charlie Lucan didn't allow him to open up on Sundays at the time. Charlie Lucan was the mayor. And every time Ben would open up, Charlie Lucan would give him a fine. And Ben would go pay the fine and open up the next Sunday. He kept doing it so much when Ben banned, Charlie Lucan banned him from Cincinnati. So he moved over to Norwood. So I worked for him. And I didn't have any type of transportation to get back and forth to work. As me being a good salesman that I am, I'm making money for him and me. So he looked at me as an investment. So one day he told me to come to work. I went to work early. He took me down to Jake Sweeney. I never forget it. Jake Sweeney car shop. And he asked me to go out and pick out a car. So I picked out a BMW, late model BMW. It ran good. So I told Ben that's what I wanted. He brought it for me, right on the spot, cash. And he told me, jokingly, you have no reason to be late again, or you should never miss a day of work. But Cincinnati can be prejudiced. If it's not your religion, it could be your race. But we have to come together as a community. I mean, that's the problem we're having in Cincinnati. Everybody wants to separate and say that blacks are, they look at us as the pants hanging and the gold teeth and the rap music. Every black man is not like that. But they stereotype us. Price Hill need to combine with culture. There's so much culture up here. We got Mexicans, we got Latinos, we got Guatemalans, we got blacks. We got a mixed culture. We need to work together in order for this to work. But because if we keep separating each other from our races and our backgrounds, it's not going to work. We have to come together as a family because that's the only way it's going to work in Price Hill.
I'm kind of garrulous. I like chatting with people, strangers. And I was out walking my dog in the neighborhood, and I came across these they're little white ladies walking through the neighborhood, getting their exercise, and just kind of checking stuff out, and struck up a conversation with them for a little bit. And they were talking about living in Price Hill, and they mentioned how much the neighborhood's changed. And, you know, they had a sort of note of concern about these changes that were happening in the neighborhood. Like new people are moving in. They talked a lot about like Section 8, which I think they were a little concerned about the racial and demographic changes coming in the neighborhood, and I was a little, and I think they maybe expected me to kind of grouse on that too, and I kind of came back, and sort of one of the things that I liked about the neighborhood is that there's a whole mix of folks, black families, white families, working class folks, middle class folks, gay couples, and that was one of the things that I liked, that you had all of these different groups of folks rubbing shoulders, you know, they kind of took in what I said, and we kind of started talking about other stuff. But I guess one of the things that I had mentioned to you was just how in the last probably 5 or 10 years, just seeing a lot more LGBT folks moving into the neighborhood. It kind of counters that idea that it's so conservative up in Price Hill, that it's all, you know, West Side Catholic folks, or that somehow people wouldn't be welcome. And I'm sure, I don't know what people say behind their doors or to each other, but people just seem to be able to kind of just live. If they want to put the rainbow flag out, nobody's yelling at them about it. at least not as far as I've seen.